For assistance, collection, or complaint procedures, or to block future calls, dial 1-866-230-7. Thank you for using Global Tel Link.
Hello.
Hello, how are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
All is well. All is well. Can you
Great.
tell every? Thank you for coming to my show and get ready to share your story, your side of the story, what happened with you, and the reason why you're incarcerated. You know, that's the purpose of the show, for you to be able to speak your side of the story.
Okay. Cool.
Okay. So, can you tell everybody what's your name, first and last name?
My name is Christina Steele, Steele.
Okay. And what are you presently locked up for?
Actually charged with trafficking, and also they charged me with habitual felon because I actually had 2 trafficking charges, and a lot of other stuff like that went under the habitual felon, like maintaining a dwelling, just different stuff like possession, felony possession, because I was trafficking not only pills but powder cocaine and marijuana.
So what classify you as a habitual felon?
Actually, I guess because I had been in trouble before. I had like DWIs that was felonies before, and then with me getting busted like 3 times in a row, that also classified it as a habitual felon because I was very, very hard-headed. I would get out on bond, and I thought, well, I've done lost all this money on my bond, then I would go back and do the same thing again. Well, I'm already in trouble now. Might as well keep on. Hard-headed.
It happens. It happens. It happens sometimes, you know, with different things in life, being hard-headed as a young person, you know?
Yeah, but it's just the fact that I didn't have to do what I did. I come from, my family, my mother has worked all her life, only one job from the time she was 18, and I was sort of taking care of her in Mount Airy. I'm from Randolph County, but I got busted in Surrey County. But she had moved up there, and she had a stroke, so I was up there taking care of her, and I was sort of just tired of living off my family. I was wanting to give back. Like, you know, she would want something, and I was tired of asking her for money. I didn't want to be like, well, give me some money to go get it, or, well, I want to go shopping, so give me some money. And I just got tired of doing that.
So how was life? Go ahead, finish.
Huh?
Now finish saying what you were saying.
Well, I grew up, my mama had worked all her life. She had money. She didn't party or nothing like that. The worst she ever did, smoke cigarettes. And she had owned over like 13 houses, so I got whatever I wanted. All my bills was paid, wherever I wanted to live. She babied me and gave me everything I wanted, and it just really wasn't good for me because I'd get in trouble or fighting. I like to fight all the time. I don't know why, when I was younger. And I fought to prove myself, and then it was like, well, there wasn't no consequences because my mom always paid lawyers or whatever just to get me out of trouble. It was never no consequences behind everything I did. So, and then I guess she felt bad. I guess when I was like about 20, my daddy was murdered. And I had run around with my daddy all my life, like at liquor houses and big legs and stuff like that. And so I really, flipped out because he was like my best friend. And I guess my mama felt like sorry for me. She just knew I was going through it. So I guess that's why she really babied me, and I just never had to work or do anything. And as I got older, I was just tired of them doing everything for me. I wanted to do for myself. If I wanted to go to the beach, I wanted to go then. If I wanted to go to Pigeon Forge, I could go then. If I wanted to go to Florida, I could go. I mean, it wasn't no, like, I could do whatever I wanted to do. I had the freedom because I had money to do what I wanted to do instead of asking my family. So, I don't know.
So what did you do?
Caught up in it.
What did you do to start making the money?
Actually, I was in cosmetology school, and I've always smoked weed, and I was like, well, let me, so I would buy like a quarter pound or a pound, and be like, okay, well, and I would make money selling it, but it also got me free for high, where I wouldn't have to pay for my marijuana. And then being introduced to the people, because I was in a new town, so being introduced to them type of people, some of them was like, well, can you get me some powder? And I'd be like, yeah, but you'll have to wait because I have to drive 3 hours to go get it. And they were like, okay, well, I can wait till tomorrow or something. And I'd be like, well, I'm going down there in a couple of days to re-up. I'll come, when I get my weed, I'll grab you some powder. And then it went from the powder to, I had a couple of friends that they were on pills really bad. And they was like, I'm sick, I can't go to work. Please find me some pills, da-da-da-da-da. And I was just like, okay. So I started hunting for them pills, and them pills, it didn't matter if I got 100 or 200 a day. Everybody liked them. They would be gone. And so I would start looking for them all the time just to get rid of, because I didn't do pills or nothing like that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how that went.
At what age did you start doing stuff like that?
When?
What age were you?
What, doing smoking weed myself?
No. As far as started, it was kind of like hustling a little bit, right?
Yeah, I guess I really done it. I guess I had really done it at an early age because I had used drugs when I was younger. I was on cocaine when I was younger, and my mom always gave me money, but it was never enough. It just wasn't ever enough. So I would always, if I could buy a quarter pound of weed and sell all of it, I'd still have my money back plus an ounce for free. And this age was probably, I don't know, probably like about age of, I don't know, like 25 maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what age did you have your first run-in with the law?
What age? 16. 16.
And what happened?
Because I had drinking and driving. Drinking and driving.
Did they give you
I
time for that?
Trouble. That was the most thing I got in trouble for, was drinking and driving. I don't know, it'd be like I'd start drinking and I just want to go somewhere.
How much time do you have for that?
For the drinking and driving, the most I'd ever think I'd done was maybe a year. But that was on the habitual driving while impaired. On the regular DWIs, most time you get probation. It was a misdemeanor. That's about the most they could give you. They could give you up to 2 years, but like stuff like that was cut in half, and you never done no time on it like that. A month or two maybe.
Mm-hmm.
So.
All right, so drinking and driving, that's when you first had your first run-in with the law. Then, so when did things start getting worse?
Really, that was all it was up until I got like all this trouble right here. I had a little petty any, but most of it was drinking and driving. I might have possession of marijuana, but usually it wasn't like felony possessions. It was always just like simple possessions, which, what's that, 10 days in jail? Maybe. It was never, I never really had no consequences except for the drinking and driving.
So how did you get the habitual felony thing? How did all that play out?
It was from the I had like 3 habitual drinking and driving. That's what they used against me in court. But I had also had, that every time I was getting busted, I would get out on bond and get busted again, and they were charging me with, like, the felony possession of cocaine, the felony possession of marijuana. Then they were charging me with the trafficking for the pills, and, maintain the dwelling, maintain the vehicle, and all that's felonies. Because I had ended up with a lot. I had ended up with like 29 felonies, and they didn't dismiss none of them. But I had got busted back to back to back 3 times. I don't know. I just didn't care, I don't guess. Because I was already in trouble. I already knew I was going to do some time, and it was going to be a lot of time. And I don't know. I just kept being
How much time did you get exactly?
16 and a half to 21 and a half years.
For the crimes that you just mentioned to me?
Yeah.
So for trafficking pills, cocaine,
yep.
weed, and drinking and driving.
Yeah.
That's a lot of time.
Yeah, it is.
Did you have a large quantity of stuff?
Not that much. I had a couple pounds of weed, and I had, I don't know, maybe 50 pills, and the cocaine, no, maybe like 3 grams, 3.5, somewhere along there. But no, I didn't have a lot. It was just they were, I guess, was tired of messing with me because I got out on. They busted me like in my car first because somebody had snitched on me, and they had busted me in my car first. And so then they gave me like a $50,000 bond, and I got out. I wasn't even dressed out. I'd already made bond before I got down there and got my paperwork together. I was already out, and then they done like a $250,000 bond on me, and I got out within like a month. And then the third time, they really socked it to me, so I stayed in there until I came to prison.
So how much time do you have in right now?
Right now is the 16 and a half to 21 and a half years. I've been down 4.5 years so far.
Okay. Do you have any kids out there?
Yes, I do. They're grown, thank God. I got 2 grandbabies. I have a 6 and a 7-year-old grandbabies, which I had really, right before I got locked up, I had really quit drinking because I kept my grandbabies all the time. And that's another reason I guess I like the money, because I could buy them whatever I wanted to. I like the new car I got. I don't know. I love my grandbabies to death. They're the most beautiful thing in the world. And with them coming about, that's what I found out what real love was. I've always been in abusive relationships. The men I've dated has always beat on me. Took me unconscious. And really, the last guy I was with wasn't really physically abused, but he was mentally abused. And I really think the physical abuse is a lot less than mental. Mental don't go away. The physical abuse does. But I was in a relationship for like 11 years. He beat on me. I was in a relationship for 9 years. He beat on me. But
you have 60 seconds remaining.
My grandbabies are my friends. What do you want me to do? Call you back?
Yeah. Don't forget where you left off and call me back.
Okay. I'll call you back.
I'll call you back.
This call will be monitored and recorded. For customer assistance, collection, or complaint procedures, or to block future calls, dial. Thank you for using Global Tel Link.
Okay.
Hello.
Hey.
Welcome back.
Well, thank you. Like I was saying, my grandbabies, they really meant a lot to me. they was what showed me what real love was, as far as somebody that loves you unconditionally. They really showed me what that was really about. Them not somebody trying to use you for what you have or trying to abuse you. They showed me what life was. But I had already, just being hard-headed and staying in trouble. But they're my daughter's grandbabies, or my daughter's babies. So I
Okay.
get to talk to them some. I haven't seen them in a while, but they, when I get to talk to them, they're like, Nana, when are you coming home? I want to see you. So that really bothers me a lot.
Yeah. How old are they now?
6 and 7. Dania, I call her Nene, but she's 6. And Bubby, which his real name's Danny, I call him, he's 7. But they're precious. Which my daughter, she'd been drinking and driving and gotten some trouble, but I guess with me being now here, she really don't have a lot, nobody help her with the babies and stuff like that. So she's finally, I think, growing up and learning she has to do a lot on her own. I've been through a lot of changes since I've been in here. I never thought I'd have to worry about nothing financial or, this, but, like, my mother's 81, and she fell and broke her hip, but she's in a nurse home now because she's got dementia. And it's progress since I've been here. She was having it a little bit when I was at home taking care of her, but it's really progress. So now she's in a rest home, a nursing facility. My sister was in control of all her money. My sister went in for like a hernia surgery, and she died when she come out. So her husband was like, well, I got you, I'll help you, and, I'll make sure the rent on your house is, you get it, and it'll be put in the bank for when you leave. Well, 2 months later, he died. So then my daughter is not dependable. So his daughter, she was married, they had been married for over 30 years. So so I felt like I could trust his daughter and this and that and the other, but now she hasn't contacted me like in a year. The people that rents my house, they'd been down there for a while, and they're like, well, she's getting the rent money. I said, well, she sure ain't giving it to me. So they just think they can do what they want to you while you're in here because you have no control over nothing out there.
Right.
They don't want to pick up their phone and talk to you, then they don't have to.
Right.
There ain't nothing they can do, or nothing I can do. I can't control nothing on the outside of here.
So let me ask you a question. Do you feel that I think that the amount of time you got is kind of harsh for the stuff that you got arrested for?
It is. I felt like if I was in Randolph County, they would have never have gave me that type of time. My boyfriend at the time, the one I was with for 9 years, I think he ended up getting 18 months. But I told him that it wasn't nothing. He had nothing to do with it. He wasn't the one that started selling, and he wasn't. But they gave him 18 months. They dropped down his trafficking to attempted trafficking. I think he got 18 months. Which what they did to me is they gave me 10 years or 10 to 13 for the habitual felon, and then they boxcarred my trafficking. And the trafficking is mandatory 70 to 93. So that's where my extra years come in from.
Trafficking.
Yeah, they boxcarred my time. That's why I ended up with that much time.
Wow.
And I think they don't like that black and white thing up in Surrey County. I think they're and I think that it just, because they're up there in the mountains and it's real prejudiced like up there, and I just think they didn't like it, and they just done everything they can to screw me. I don't know.
What do you mean black and white?
They're just racial. They don't like interracial relationships and stuff like that. So, and I just felt like it had something to do with it.
Oh, you had an interracial relationship?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I just don't think they liked it.
Yeah, I can see that being the issue with some of these people. You know, they still on that. They still have that type of mindset, that racist mindset. You know, which is sad.
That's stupid. I don't like it. My grandbabies are mixed. I mean, I love them more than anything in the world. So I mean, but they just don't agree with that type. So just whatever.
So, what have you been doing since you've been incarcerated? Have you got any programs and stuff like that? Any educational programs?
Well, when I first got locked up, I worked. I've had issues with one of my legs because I broke it. I forgot about that. I was in a car wreck also. Well, I guess that's part of my crime too, then. Because I was doing 35 miles per hour, and really it was a freak accident. I had looked down for my phone. I don't even know why I didn't even think of that. The guy was saying, I always went home at 9 or 10 o'clock at night, and the guy was saying he had stole my car, and he called me to come get it. I don't know. I had worked at Great Clips, and I had got off at 5, and he wasn't there to pick me up, and I let him use my car that whole day. And so he called me about 11 o'clock that night. Well, come get me. Because he'd returned my car, I guess, about 8-ish. And I went to go pick him up. Well, when we got in the car, he started and just started screaming at me, and so I let him back out. But I wasn't doing but 35, but I did hit another car in a curve. But nobody died or anything like that. That they had charged me with that too. But I was already in trouble. But they didn't lock me up. But I had broken my leg from that accident. But I mean, they said both of us was doing 35, and that because my brother's like, why did you go across the line? I said, I don't know. I said, I guess I looked down for my phone for a second and just wasn't paying attention because I had never had no car wrecks. So, and he was like, well, what in the world? I said, well, they had to think I did it. I mean, the state troopers have to have, you know what I'm saying? They have to have some way they determine who was at fault. I said, so, I mean, if they're saying I was at fault, then I accept the responsibility. But, I mean, it wasn't, they charged me with, injury by vehicle or something, but it was run under the habitual felon. All of it was run under habitual felon. But I had injured my leg, but I was working when I first got here. Now, but I had to have surgery on my leg twice. But actually right now I'm in sewing, doing the sewing class because for almost 2 years here we wasn't allowed to work or come out of our pods or nothing because of COVID.
Right.
But now we're allowed to go to class every day, so I go down there and go to class every day. I'm actually I do a lot of Bible studies. I'm working on a commutation to the governor now to see if he can cut my time or run it concurrent or something in that nature. Also, I'm also doing a seminar through Jacksonville in Jacksonville, Florida. I'm doing a seminar with them that actually gives me like a college credit, or not a college credit, but actually a degree in seminar, through the Bible. But I've just started working on it. It's a lot.
Well, I think that's a very good thing right there.
Yeah, that's what I'm working on now. And I mean, I just keep myself busy. I play cards, I crochet. I worked for a while, and what else did I do? I just worked there, and then since we weren't allowed to do anything here, I couldn't do nothing but the sewing class. Now I'm going to it every day, and after I get through with it, the teacher told me I could stay in there, but they've also got a place where you can work beside of it, crocheting. They call it Ants and Care, and I've thought about going over there working, to give me something to do every day, to get out of the pot every day. I just like to keep myself busy to make my time go by.
Yeah, that's the way you got to do it. That's definitely the way you got to do it. So, I think you should keep fighting for that. Not to cut you off, you should keep fighting to get that time reduced, because that's a whole lot of time for your crimes.
It is. It is. For what I did, and it is. I never in my life thought I'd have this much time. 9 to 11, yeah. I see that, but I just don't see all this. I just don't see it. But I just can't dwell on it. I just can't dwell on it.
Right.
Dwell on the amount of time I have, and at first, I thought I'd be okay just because, my family was there. I got my visits, and I got to see my mama and my sister and stuff, and now with them gone, it's hard. It's really hard.
I can imagine.
And, of course, the men don't stick by you. They're gone doing their thing. So,
yeah.
It's all right.
Yeah.
It's all right.
Don't worry about that. That part you don't worry about.
Yeah. I ain't worried about them.
Yeah. That part you can understand that, it can go with women too, more so men though, as far as like when you go away for a certain amount of time, people say they're going to be there, then let you know that they're gone,
Yep. Yeah. Yeah, I feel like that a lot. I've got one of my good friends in High Point. I talk to her a lot. She helps me when she can, which she's just got recently married. And I've got a friend in Asheboro. I talk to him a lot. We've been friends forever. But he's all right. He's there for me. He answers the call. My daughter answers the phone when she wants to. Only when, I think when one of the kids is screaming, they won't talk to me. But other than that, I just talk to whoever, whenever.
All right, so I want to thank you for sharing your story.
Okay.
And is there anything you would like to, a last message you would like to say before we end the show?
No, just stay out of trouble. No, it's just, this ain't a life for anybody. It's really not. It's avoidable. You just keep your head clear and do what you're supposed to do. People have fun and enjoy life that don't end up in crime. So,
right. Well, how old are you now?
And how old am I?
Yeah.
48.
You have 60 seconds remaining.
So you still got another chance once you get your time cut to come home and get things in order and start life again and enjoy it to the best you can. No?
If I get my time cut, I'll do 5 years. If I don't, I'll have about 10 more years. Yeah.
And you still have a chance either way.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I know I'll have a chance when I get out there.
There you go. So I want to thank you, and I want you to call me on Tuesday so I can get
you have 30 seconds remaining.
Call you in?
Tuesday.
Tuesday at what time?
About 3 p.m.
Okay.
Okay? And I'll give you the details on Tuesday.
Okay.
All right, have a good day.
All right. And you do the same. And thanks for talking to me.
Anytime.
Good Sunday.
You too. I'll talk to you soon.
All right.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right.